Alright, this is journal page 18, and we are going to be doing variables on both sides. Variables on both sides. So yesterday we practiced doing variables on one side and combining and things like that. So we're going to look at some examples, and they're going to be numbered a little bit differently because I want it to match what they're doing in the class. So let's start with number 4, which I know is different. Alright, so we have negative 2x plus 15 equals 4x plus 39. Now, yesterday we looked at when I had variables all on the left of my equation. And when that happened, when that happened, we could combine the things that were alike. And then we could solve from there. But you can see when I draw my line that I have an x on the left and an x on the right. And I cannot combine them because they're on different sides. Okay? So what I want to do is I want to first look and say which side has a bigger variable. This is negative 2, and this is positive 4. So 4 is my bigger one, so I'm going to move my stuff to my bigger side. So I have minus 2x on this side, so I'm going to add 2x to this side. If I add it to the left, I add it to the right. Negative 2x plus 2x cancels for 0x, leaving with just 15. And 4x plus 2x is 6x. Plus, I didn't get to use my plus 39. So I want to get my variable onto the side that is bigger. From here, it's just like a normal problem. So I want to get my 39 over. So I'm going to subtract 39 from both sides, leaving me with 6x. 15 minus 39 is negative 24. Divide both sides by 6. And we get x equals negative 4. You're more than welcome to use a calculator, especially if you get stuck on your integers. Alright, let's look at another example. Example 5. 13x minus 5 equals 10x plus 37 minus 4x. And this one's pretty long. Alright, so I'm going to draw my line. I'm going to see that I have an x on the left, 1x, well 13x's, but I have 2x's on this side. So I can go ahead and combine those because they're on the same side. So 10x minus 4x is 6x. Bring down my 37 and plus 37. Bring down this side. Now I just have 1x on each side. So I want to say which side is the bigger one, 13 or 6. 13 is larger, so I'm going to move my 6 away. I'm going to take my 6 away. You can decide to take the 13 away. That's okay. It's not going to mess anything up. It's just you're going to be dealing with negatives, and try to avoid negatives if we can. And then we have a normal problem. Plus 5 to both sides. Divide both sides by 7. X equals 6. So for that one, we combined, and then we moved all our x's to one side, and we worked from there. Okay, we're going to look at one more example, and then we're going to do some practice problems. We look at examples of different kind of situations, and then we practice it. So we have negative 7, x minus 1 equals negative 5, x minus 5. Okay, I'm going to scoot that up. Alright, so you'll notice that when I draw my line, I have x on the left. I have an x on the right, which is fine. That means I don't have any combining to do. But I noticed I have a number in parentheses and some things in that parentheses. Anytime I see this, we're going to distribute. That was on page 13 of our journal. So I'm going to give the negative 7 to the x. So that is negative 7x. Okay, when I have a negative and a subtraction, I'm going to add a line, change the sign. So plus negative 7 times negative 1 is 7. So when I have a negative and a subtraction, I'm going to want to add a line, change the sign. Because it does get a little messy. So if I look over here, I have a negative and a subtraction. So I'm going to add a line, change the sign. So this is going to become negative 5 times x plus negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. So when I have a subtraction, when I have a negative and a subtraction, go ahead and add a line, change the sign, because it's very easy to make a mistake with that. Okay? So now I'm going to decide which side is bigger. Now this is a little tricky for some of you. Negative 7 or negative 5, which one is bigger? Negative 5 is further on the number line, closer to 0, so it is actually my bigger one. So I'm going to add 7x to both sides. Again, if you choose to do it the other way, it still works. You still with negatives. Negative 5 plus 7 is positive 2x. If I moved it the other way, I would have had a negative 2x over here. Subtract 25 from both sides. These cancel. This leaves me with 17. Nope, 18. Yes, 18. Negative 18. And 2x. Divide both sides by 2. We get negative 9 is equals x. And that was kind of long also. These get kind of complicated. That's why we started by reviewing 6th and 7th grade stuff first. Alright, so we're also going to write a summary, just like we did the other day, or yesterday, sorry. Summary. Okay. Alright. If I have multiple variables on one side, combine like terms. If I have parentheses, distribute. Move my variable to the side with the biggest coefficient. And solve. If you need to pause to copy that down, that's fine. I'm going to box it. And then I'm going to get a highlighter and highlight it. Alright, so if you need to pause to copy it down, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. Alright, you should have it copied down by now. Let's slide to the left of page 18. So we're going to slide to this side. And sorry that it's kind of hard to see. So what I'm going to do is I already have the problems written down on a piece of paper that we're going to use in class today. If you are someone who has been printing these out for your journal, let me know and I can send them to you. They're just, I think they've been confusing some students. So I'm going to glue it down just because I wrote in pen last time and it bleeds through really bad. Alright, so we're going to solve some variables on both sides. So my first one, I'm going to zoom in on it for you, is 8m plus 5 equals 6m plus 1. So our first step is to draw the line. I only have 1m on this side and 1m on that side. I'm looking at my summary. So I don't have multiple variables on one side. I don't have any parentheses. So I want to move my variable to the side with a bigger number. So I have bigger coefficients. So I have 8, 6. And 8 is bigger, so I'm going to remove my 6m. Cancel, leaving me with 1. This is 2m plus 5. Subtract 5 from both sides. This leaves me with 2m. And this leaves me with negative 4 because 1 minus 5. And now divide both sides by 2. And m equals negative 2. Most of the time for 8th grade, we are not going to get decimals or fractions. Most of the time. Not all the time, but definitely we try to keep them to pretty nice numbers for 8th grade. All right, let's look at number 2. So we have 8c plus 5 equals 4c minus 1. Okay. So I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to first look and see, okay, do I have multiple variables on each side? I have one variable on this side, one variable on that side, so no combining. Do I have any parentheses? No, no parentheses. So my next is I'm going to move my variable to the side with the biggest coefficient. So we have 8 with 4. 8 is my bigger coefficient, so I'm going to subtract 4c. Cancels, leaving a negative 1. 8c minus 4c is 4c plus 5. Subtract 5 from both sides. Cancels, leaving with 4c. Negative 1 minus 5 is negative 6. Divide both sides by 4. Oh, yeah. And we get c equals negative 6/4, just after I told you probably won't be having many fractions or decimals. We really won't. When I give you homework and stuff, usually I do not give a lot that have fractions or decimals. All right. Let's look at the next one. So go ahead and write this down. This is number 3. With 10b plus 18 equals 85. Oh, no, 8b. Sorry, that's a b. Plus 4. Sorry, I need glasses. I have an appointment today, though. All right, draw a line. Okay, I only have one b on this side. I only have one b on that side. Okay, so I'm going to move to the one that has the bigger coefficients. 10 is the bigger coefficient, so I'm going to move my 8b. This cancels, leaving me with 4. 10b minus 8b is 2b plus 18. Then we're going to subtract 18 from both sides. Leaving with 2b and negative 14. Divide both sides by 2. And I get b equals negative 7. That's where we're going to stop today for our notes. We're going to continue on this page tomorrow and then do some practice problems in general. So if you have any questions, please email me or have your parents text me. Good luck.